everyone, and welcome to TMA Friday Night Live. As always, with the pitch, Super Danny Iron, and once again, I'm very honoured and pleased to announce we've got the Sky Sports News finest, Tom White, massive Sunderland fan, and shall we say, now we know retro kit connoisseur as well.
Yeah.
So evening, boys. Thank you ever so much, Tom. Danny, you as well. Big thanks as well, mate, as always helping me out. Just remember, guys and girls, we are honoured and proud to be in association with the Watford Football Club Former Players Club, fronted by such legends as Watford's favourite son, Luther Blissett, and also Neil Pricey, 1984 FA Cup final left back. Head on over to facebook.com/tailormade players, and just remember, Callie should be on about 9 o'clock on mixcloud.com, so we'll flash that up very shortly. That's Watford's favourite number 7, Callie from the 80s. Not a bad player from most people would lead you to believe. So head over to Mixcloud with him as well. Right, okay, so let's get straight on with all your predictions and everything else in between for the game at the Vic against Sunderland. Tom, straight over to you, mate, if I will. Season's expectations, obviously, it's a game of different importance, shall we say, for both teams, but certainly with Sunderland almost reaching to what they consider the promised land, one more step to go. How do you feel the season's gone so far?
It might take a little while longer to get to that that one more step, I would say. I've been very pleasantly surprised with the start to the season. All of my expectations were quite low, but I would still say realistic. It was a case of I just don't want to be in a relegation battle. You know, I want to be comfortably safe. So you're kind of talking definitely bottom half of the table, but just nowhere near relegation. So it's been a very, very pleasant start to the season, with the exception of losing our manager, of course. But results-wise, I've been more than content. More than content.
Yeah, go on, Danny. Go on, mate. Go for it.
No, so just quick with me, Tom. Was it a real shock to lose Alex Neil? Like, did it come out of the blue, or was, because for me, from an outside point of view, it just come out of nowhere. I thought he did ever so well for you, getting you promoted, and I thought he would be a good manager for you to, push on for the next couple of years, getting Premier League. So how did you feel about losing him?
Devastated. I could not believe it. Yeah. Asking if it was a shock, it was a massive shock when he was installed as favourite to Stoke, who, by the way, we beat on the Saturday. Michael O'Neill was sacked on like the Thursday, and straight away Alex Neil was the favourite, and I was like laughing, thinking, why do they think they can get Alex Neil? And they bloody got him. I was absolutely fuming about it. I couldn't, even still now that I know why it's all happened and stuff, all right, at least I know why, but it's still a big shock. When the last time we lost a manager to a different team was Sam Allardyce, but he was going to England. Now, losing your manager to England, we've never actually recovered from him leaving, by the way. We've never recovered from Allardyce leaving, but we all accept that if England come in, you're going to go. It's very different losing a manager to Stoke, who are in the same league as you. So it hurt quite bad. And to ask your question, was it a shock? It was a huge shock.
Definitely. I mean,
he was brilliant, though. I've got to say, he was brilliant. I thought he was fantastic. Really loved him. Really rated him, and was also, so. But having said all that, very upset that he went as well.
And I watched something about the managers, the last 7 or 8 seasons, obviously with the Allardyce one with England, Moyes. I don't want to mention his name too much after his spell, but and all the ones that corresponded with Lee Johnson and everyone. But yeah, Neil really sort of steady ship, got you one step up, got you back into the Championship. But Mowbray's now taken over. How do you think he's settled in? I know it's early days still, but not a bad result in the midweek, though, was it?
Yeah, I mean, I was there at Reading. I mean, I live near Reading, so that was kind of like a home game for me, that one. So I was not going to miss that one, and we were brilliant actually. So far in Mowbray's 3 games, we've won 2, lost 1, scored 6, and conceded 1. So you can't really complain. But it's only 3 games in. I do like him. He's down to earth. When you're from the northeast, and not only from the northeast, I know that, but especially from the northeast, you want honest people who are very hardworking and who understand the area. You don't have to be from the area, but understand the area, get to know the area, and he ticks all of those boxes. So straight away, the fans are on side in that sense. It wasn't an underwhelming appointment, but it was certainly a safe appointment, and safe pair of hands is what I keep hearing, which is, I think he's a bit more than a safe pair of hands. But so far, so far so good. I'll say that, and I don't. Famous last words. I don't think we'll get relegated under him.
Danny?
No, just, just looking from an outside point of view, I've actually been really impressed by Sunderland. Everyone does their start of season predictions, start of season, and everyone's I saw, no one had Sunderland in their bottom three, and I just think that's a credit. I think Sunderland have got especially they've got the fan base, they've got the stadium. For Sunderland to be in League One for all that time it shouldn't have happened. Tom, you obviously more than me of why it happened, but we've got to expect a tough game tomorrow. And like I said on my Facebook earlier, big reaction needed from us tomorrow. Like obviously Pidge, I was there Tuesday. It was I can't even get to say how bad it was. It was just it was frighteningly bad. There's ways of losing a football match. We say this all the time, ways of losing a football match. But when you actually, us fans, we can content with losing a match because teams sometimes are just better than you. But there was no effort. We couldn't string 5 passes together. We couldn't pass 5 yards. I think we had 1 shot the whole game. I think we had 1 corner. It was just an absolute disaster performance, and it's going to show what we're about tomorrow.
So what is the issue though? Is it the new manager? Is it the players? Is it what do you think it is? Because from the outside at the start of the season, I said Watford and Sheffield United automatic, Middlesbrough in playoffs. Playoffs are harder to predict.
It's easy to say,
and I don't take any of that back. By the way, I still think you and Sheffield United will get top 2.
It's easy to say, Watford, because we've just been relegated. We've got a lot of good players, but there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that is all wrong at Watford. I think Pidge will agree with me. There's a lot of stuff that's, if you're not a Watford fan, you won't know about. There's talks the last couple of days. Our sporting director could potentially be leaving, so maybe the owners have sort of changed a little bit, which is quite strange because normally when we go on a little bit of a bad run and hit a little bit of a bad patch, they normally go straight to the manager and fire him. But it's clear that they said in the summer they wanted to back Edwards. Transfers, they probably could have done a little bit better in terms of backing him. But it seems like they actually do want to, give him a chance. And, every team goes through a bad run. And at the moment, we're on a little bit of a bad run. And they obviously see that Edwards is giving us a plan and they want to stick with him. So it's more to do with the way the club's run at the moment. We've not got the players we could have liked. Injuries have not helped in the last few weeks. At the moment, we haven't played well at all in any of our games. We've had patches. I think the first game against Sheffield United, we probably deserved to win on the balance, but we didn't set the world alight. But most of the other games, we beat Burnley, we were quite fortunate to win, and then we beat Middlesbrough with that last minute winner. So a lot of the games we haven't played well, and then the games we obviously haven't won, we haven't really deserved anything. So it's been kind of a not disappointing in the sense that because we're still 10th. It's not the worst start of the season, but I think as Watford fans we expected a little bit better just in terms of effort. But we've, like I said, we've just got to find a way now and just get back to winning ways.
Yeah, I mean, it's a similar sort of scenario, not completely the same, but similar sort of scenario when you guys went down the first time. And I think a lot of us, including myself, watched the Sunderland Till I Die, where, we got rid of a lot of players. We had a terrible season before we went down. Not saying for 1 minute we're going to get relegated or anything like that, but, it's that sort of sense of, you know, you had a poor season, trying to galvanise the team and start again. And it's, you could either go one way, like you said, you very kindly picked us to get promotion with Sheffield United, or you can go south. But yeah, it's one of those. But yeah, tomorrow's game's going to certainly be major importance, but for both teams. I mean, you guys, like you said, you know, consolidation will be perfect for you guys this season. But you're sixth at the moment. Like I said, great win. Was it 3 wins out of 5? Is it? I mean, a couple of 3-0s thrown into that as well. Well, so what? I don't know much of that about your players. To be fair, I've tried to have a look at it anyway prior to coming on here. We do that anyway, regardless if we have a guest or not. But what's Ross Stewart really like? Because hasn't he got like 5 in 7 or something? I mean, he's really hitting the net, isn't he?
Ross Stewart's amazing, but the good news for you is he's injured till probably.
That's not good news for us. That is not good for us. Normally, when a key player is injured, it normally bites us on the ass. Honestly, it happens every single time, Pitch, doesn't it?
Right. Well, we play with 2 strikers, and we've only got 2 strikers. Ross Stewart's out until probably the World Cup. Maybe he'll get the game before, and Ellis Sims went off injured on Wednesday night. He's our other striker. So unless Sims is 50-50, but if he doesn't make it, we're playing with a false 9, which is not the Sunderland way, believe me. So in Sunderland, we don't really believe in false 9s. We believe in proper out-and-out strikers. We still want Quinn and Phillips. So I think Ross Stewart is brilliant. Ross Stewart will go for big money. But you don't need to worry about him. For players who... We do actually have some very talented players, very, very young squad, very young team. Like, in fact, I think our average age might be the second youngest in the division. But we've got a bit of magic in there, like Patrick Roberts, who scored twice on Wednesday, coming off, very left-footed, but plays on the right-hand side. He scored 2 the other night. He's just got that little bit of magic about him, but he can be very quiet for the whole game and then turn it on. He's someone to watch out for. We've got that experience in Corey Evans in midfield, our captain. He can he's the one who doesn't lose his head, anything like that. He's not someone that you need to worry about because he's not going to charge forward and score. But we've got very, very technically, very, very small team, very technical players, kind of like the old Barcelona midfield, but they're just obviously not that quality. But with Ross Stewart out, it's a huge, huge blow for us because he played almost every game last season, and without him, just like any club with someone who's an out-and-out striker, a goal scorer, we struggle without him.
True. Got it. I will let you go in a minute, Tom. We've got one or two. Just throw out a couple of messages as well. Elliot, evening, Elliot. He says 2-1 to the Hornets. Caroline, I'm not going to give a score prediction as I always get it wrong. I'm not exactly that brilliant either, Caroline, to be fair. Alan Austin says I can't bear to watch the game tomorrow. Also got if Rob Edwards doesn't start with Davis in the Sprea, then we might as well all go home before the ball is kicked. Evening, Davey says, "Don't worry, Tom. Sunderland will smash us tomorrow if we play like you did against Coventry midweek. We are very poor this season. Like you said with your top scorer, it shows how much I've been researching your lineup. But with your top scorer out injured, it could galvanise your team. You never know. I mean, we've got who do you think, looking from looking at to the Watford point of view, who would I mean, you probably say Saar, but who would you think would be the one who'll hurt you guys the most?
Well, I was looking at your predicted lineup. I've got it on my phone here. Right. So, because I actually, for some reason, I heard that Ismaila Sarr was out, but he's obviously not out because he's in this predicted lineup. That front three is obviously dangerous. I've always liked Keenan Davis. I like Keenan Davis from when he first came through at Villa. I'm surprised that he hasn't done it in the Premier League just yet. Oh, there it is. Yeah, great. No, that's a different one. Because I've got Courtney Hawes on the left.
Yeah, I got slaughtered for that
That's-
because apparently it's totally out.
Oh right, okay. Well, that's the only difference to the one I've got on my phone. Because that front three is very dangerous. And actually, I was going to ask you why you didn't have Kabasele in, but now you do. Is he struggling? Is he?
God damn
it. He's a very man way. I'd say he's the last few weeks. Kabasele just needs a break now. He's just. All the years, to be honest, we've had Kabasele. He's never really been a player we should be playing. A lot. He seems to struggle a lot, especially when the ball is at his feet. You always think he's going to make a mistake, give the ball away, like on Tuesday, he literally had the ball. He had no time whatsoever, and he just played it straight to Ben Brereton Diaz, and he's obviously one of the last people you want to just give the ball away to. He would be, out of all the defenders we got, he would be the one that I wouldn't be playing, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Right. Okay, because when I look at that team, I think Backman's a good goal. I don't think he's brilliant, but I think he's a decent goalkeeper. Backman. I've wanted Craig Cathcart at Sunderland ever since Roy Keane was our manager. So that I've always really, really high rated him. When I saw that team, because Courtney Hawes, I think, is a good player. I was wondering why Kabasele wasn't in ahead of Serialta. But then you've now explained that. Don't know much about which Kamara is that, right wing back.
Hassan.
Right, I don't know him. I don't know much about Kayembe. Hamza Chowdhury is someone whose career seems to have stalled a little bit, but it's clear he's a very good player. Yeah. I like Ken Sema, and like I say, that front three is very, very dangerous. And that's the worry for me.
For me, Pidge, I would go back to a back four tomorrow. I think a lot of fans are crying out for we haven't got the players now at the moment, whilst players are injured and 15, we haven't got the players to pay back for, in my opinion. So I would go Batman. I would go Kamara left back if he's fit. I'd go Serialta. If Courtney Hawes is fit, obviously you'd play him, but I don't think he will be. So you'd probably play Serialta, Cathcart, and then obviously disappointing Ngakia now being out again. For the foreseeable, you'd obviously play Gaspar as your natural right back, even though he's not the best. Then you'd probably play Kiembe and Chowdhury, and then you'd probably play Aspria just in front, and then you'd play, that front three. That's what I'd go for.
What formation did Edwards play at Forest Green?
I think he did play this, but he's changed to forward back a couple of times this season. Especially on Tuesday, we started with the this formation you see now, and then at half time he changed it. He took off a defender, brought on a midfielder, and went to sort of 4-3-3, and it didn't make much difference. But we looked a little bit more of a threat with the three up front. It wasn't much of a threat, but we looked a little bit more positive, shall I say? Going forward, because at the moment, having this 3-4-3 formation, the only way you can play formation is if you have the players to do it, and we simply haven't got the players to do it. You look at that right side. Kamara's left-footed, and we're having to play him right wing back. He's in my opinion, he's probably the best left back in the division. He's been playing right wing back for 90% of the season. He just looks so uncomfortable on that side. And again, we have to have the players, and we simply do not have the players to play his formation at this moment in time. So, in my opinion, we should go back to 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, wherever you want to look at it, and just just go for it. Go for it now instead of just being steady.
Well, if it helps you, if it helps you get a better night's sleep tonight, I would be absolutely stunned if you don't win tomorrow. I will be stunned. I would honestly. If someone said, you don't have to play the game, let's not play the game. Let's just have a nice 0-0 draw. That'll do. Don't bother playing it. I would be delighted with a draw.
Right, Tom. Well, thank you ever so much for coming on, mate. I'll let you get off. But just before score prediction, what do you reckon?
I'll go 3-0.
Yeah. Cool. I'll certainly take that.
I think this will be the start of an amazing run for you. I think you'll win tomorrow. I think you'll go on a great run up, and then I think by the World Cup, by the time the World Cup comes, I think you'll be flying and very much, back up there, right up there.
Brilliant. All right, Tom, thank you ever so much, mate. Yeah, I'm not going to ask where we can find you, mate. So just tune over to that channel called Sky Sports News. You might see him occasionally, once or twice. But Tom, thank you ever so much, mate. I'll hopefully speak to you when we go to you guys and play at the Stadium Light. Love to the family, mate, and thank you very much. Have a good weekend.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, lads.
Cheers. Thank you.
See you later, Tom.
Yeah. Tom White, thank you very much, Tom. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, top five, Tom.
Yeah, no, absolutely brilliant, mate. Yeah, so just before we go on your section, mate, I'll just throw out a few more comments. Elliot's saying, I feel the back three formation is working like Edwards wants. It has to. Edwards wants it to, but needs to drop Sirialta. And if Hawes is fit, put him there. And we also miss Cleverley in midfield with his leadership. Elliot's also said, I feel back three formation isn't working like Edwards wanted to. Oh, he's already put that. Sorry, mate. Chowdhury's career is as it stalled. Tom, it's in reverse. Halsey, I think you might be stunned. Tom, he says, hopefully have a win. Callie is there tomorrow. Yeah, he certainly is. And so is Lufa. Caroline says, with those comments, Tom, you can become an honorary Hornet. Oh, yes, certainly. We wouldn't mind making him an honorary Hornet. Halsey's also said, likes Tom prediction. Does he know the lottery numbers? I'll personal message him, mate, and see if we can get some lottery numbers off him. Certainly as well. But yeah, let's get this round. So yeah, Danny, mate, you ready for your section?
Let's go. So obviously this is the section. Obviously play for both 11. In goal, I mean, this one was you had quite two or three to choose from. You could have had Matt Poom, play for Watford and Sunderland. You could have had the legend Tony Coton. But obviously, this is literally players that I've picked in my era. But if there are players I just cannot think of, then I will chuck players outside my era, which is obviously 90s onwards. So gone with Alec Chamberlain. I think he's probably in my all-time Watford 11. He's absolute fantastic servant. 2 promotions, I think, multiple player of the seasons, 2 or 3. He also did play for the Scum, but we won't mention that. He played a lot of games, so 218. It might be more, I don't know, but this is off transfermarket.co.uk, so I'm hoping this is more or less true. So he played 218 games for Watford, which is quite a lot of games, and he played a handful of games for Sunderland, five games for Sunderland. The next one, Danny Rose, one sort of that one to forget if you're a Watford point of view, for Sunderland point of view as well. I don't know, but obviously he had 2 spells at Watford. First one coming in under Brendan Rodgers, sort of back end of the 08-09 season, and obviously we signed him as a free agent last year, and it didn't work out sadly, which was a shame. Because when we signed him, I was really excited when we signed him, but whatever reason, it didn't work out, fitness or whatever else. Shame. But he also did have a spell on loan at Sunderland a few years back on loan for Tottenham. So at Sunderland, he played 29 games, scored 1 goal, 1 assist. And for Watford, in all of his 2 spells in total, he played 16 times and then didn't do anything. If you can remember, he scored that wonderful own goal against Norwich, which is probably one of the best own goals you'll ever see near the halfway line. It was brilliant. And this one, I was centre backs, to be honest, I was quite struggling. Callum Davenport, this is one that remember, his one and only game for Watford. His Watford career lasted all of 40 minutes. He started, we got him on loan from Tottenham, and then he got injured after 40 minutes, and we never saw him again. That's the only picture I could find on the internet of him in a Watford shirt, of him with a fractured neck.
Brilliant, mate.
Yeah, that's the only one I could find. It literally, I put in Callum Davenport Watford. That's literally the only one that come up. So I had to use that one. For Sunderland, he played 8 times. And yes, 8 times, and Watford played once, no goals. Yunus Kabul is his partner in crime. When he was at Watford, I quite liked him. I thought he was not centre-back. He liked a goal or 2. I can remember his free kick against Arsenal. Well, it wasn't a free. He was sort of he laid him off for a free kick, but we'll count that as a free kick, which I thought was a brilliant goal. So yeah, he played 26 times, 2 goals. And then for Sunderland, 24 times and 1 assist. So it's okay. No one knows Worthy. For Watford, 61 times, 2 goals. And then for Sunderland, he played 124 times for Sunderland, 2 assists. And then Luke O'Nien, again, he's a stalwart in that Sunderland team now, for what I can gather. 1 appearance for Watford off the bench against Barnsley, I believe. 13-14 season, and then he signed for Wickham, and then he's now, one of the first names on the Sunderland team sheet. 183 games for Sunderland, which is quite remarkable. 15 goals, 14 assists. The next one, Danny Welbeck. When we signed him, everyone was excited after that signing, and again, injuries and lack of form played a part of why. Ultimately we got relegated as well. So that's why he only played for 1 year. So Watford, he played 20 times, 3 goals, and then he went on loan to Sunderland from Man United. 28 games, 6 goals, 1 assist, which is not too bad. Next one, Tommy Smith. He's one of my heroes. Watched him growing up. I remember his debut goal against QPR. That sort of set his career off then. His breakthrough season was in the Prem. And, he had a brilliant Watford career spanning over, 2 spells? So fantastic season for Watford. Over 300 games for Watford. 62 goals, 30 assists. And then Sunderland, he spent 1 season, 36 games, 4 goals. Next one, midfield, I was quite struggling as well, actually. Liam Bridcut. We had him on loan again under Rodgers, 08-09 season, played 9 times, got 1 assist. And Sunderland, he played 36 times for Sunderland, 2 assists. And also, just shout, he did play for Stockport County as well. Just shout at the in-laws. Did make some appearances for Stockport and Mighty County. The next one is Kevin Phillips. An absolute Sunderland legend, goal scoring, fox in the box machine. Did start off at Watford. This transfer market is incorrect. It only says he made 1 appearance, 1 goal, but I know that's a life fact. I can remember scoring a hat trick. So that it literally says 1 game, 1 goal. I know that's a life of fact. So I don't know what they've done. They must have forgotten he played a lot of times for Watford. So
he probably made the Bulldog bloody record.
Yeah. So he played a lot. Played a fair few times for Watford. Scored a lot of goals. And then for Sunderland, 149 games, 64 goals. Proper striker in the box. Scored goals. That's what they're paid to do. And then the next one makes an appearance into this team 2 weeks in a row after his, 2 games in a row. Obviously, his old club, Blackburn, and he also did play for Sunderland as well. So Danny Graham for Watford was fantastic. 2 seasons at the club, 98 games, 41 goals. And then for Sunderland, I think it's his hometown club. Might be wrong, but 59 games and 2 goals, 5 assists. But again, that might be wrong. So that's your 1 to 11 of Watford and Sunderland play for both.
Brilliant, mate. Fantastic. I don't know how you do it, mate. I certainly can do that sort of stuff. Yeah, here's a quick one, mate.
Who's the best one? Who's the best player from that team?
Kevin Phillips.
Yeah, Kevin Phillips, and it's got to be Kevin Phillips.
You'd be actually amazed by this, and you'd expect me to have a number 6 at the back of my shirt, but my 95-96 shirt, which I've got hanging up downstairs as you walk in my front door, is signed by Essenthaler and Lord Leventhal, and it's got number 11 on the back, which was a certain.
How come you got Leventhal signature on it?
Me and Moobs went to book signing about. Oh God, it was the Tales of the Vic Captains book, and Essenthaler couldn't make the actual proper, Coliseum actual show. So he said, right, we'll do a book signing, and Lord Leventhal was there. So he was, bless him, he's really taken aback that we wanted his autograph, and it's like, yeah, no, you sign it as well, mate. But Hesse was there, and with the captain's thing. So that's thing. But yeah, I've got Leventhal to sign me shirt, so I've retired it. So like I say, once I get Rambo to sign me 6 shirt, that's retired as well, mate. So that's the next one coming up. But yeah, no, number 11 on the back. Those were my three favourite players back then. Were obviously Rambo, Phillips, and Molesworth. So Phillips, yeah, brilliant. It was that season you got that picture. He actually done his foot and he was out for like 9 months as well.
So yeah, I remember him. I remember one of his comeback games. He did score a hat trick. I can't remember who it was against. So was it Bristol City?
It might have been City or Wickham. I don't think it was Wickham. I think it's City because Keith Scott came out on loan around the time as well.
Yeah, I remember him scoring a hat trick. I remember him didn't he get sent off against Luton? Am I wrong? Did he get sent off? Or he got sent off against someone?
It was definitely sort of. I don't know if it was Luton. It was definitely someone. You're right. It was around the time Keith Scott came. We got to the semi-final of like the trophy or something. We almost got.
Yeah, the bloody FA. Yeah, it's Auto Windscreen Shield one. It called something like that.
Yeah, it was back when it was the Coca-Cola Cup, wasn't it? The League Cup was the Coca-Cola. I still call it the Coca-Cola now.
Peterborough knocked us out, didn't they?
That's it, Peterborough. Bloody hell.
Didn't AD Buford scored a penalty, didn't he?
I think he might have done, mate. Jesus, that's even far back. That's even I didn't remember that one, mate.
My knowledge is just weird, mate. So
yeah, it's quality, mate. Because I remember Keith Scott playing in that game. Once again, we signed him 3 seasons too late. A bit like Kerry Dixon. As much as he was a scummer, he was a good player. He was a good player, but we signed him like 3 or 4 years too late.
Bit like Marco Cassetti. Then we signed him too late. Yeah.
He was definitely too late. Yeah. Just before we go, what do you make of that, mate?
Well, this just proves that FIFA actually know nothing about real life football. I mean, Mario Gaspar, the highest rated player in the Championship. I mean, Jesus Christ. I like Gaspar. I've got nothing against him, but really,
no.
You'd probably. I mean, what did it? So you got Gaspar, Sar 77, Hawes 75. There's no Watford player in there. Was it no? It's just M3. Gaspar, Sar. It's going to be interesting to see when the whole, when the game gets released, and just see what sort of ratings they give. Lots of Pedro and Keenan Davis. I'd imagine. I mean, Pedro's. I think he'd rate in FIFA 22. I think he was like a 70 or 71, something like that. So you probably won't get above much. Lots of people they don't watch proper football. I mean, Mario Gaspar high rate. I mean, because I think he was 70. I think he was 70. He might have been the same. I think he was 79 actually. FIFA 22. So yeah, when FIFA don't tend to mess around the ratings too much unless they've had a dreadful season. So. But yeah, I can't wait for the games out. Really can't, and I can start beating people.
Yeah, well, I did beat you the first time I played you, but you spanked me the other time. So I'd just like to put that live on there, mate.
You're lying for.
My son-in-law is.
Xbox. I've got a PlayStation. That's the difference.
No, but the son-in-law as well just spanks us every time on FIFA. But he was Luton, I was Watford the first game, and I beat him 5-2. So. That's all you need, mate. I don't care about the other games. So, like when I played you, mate. It's only the first game that really matters. Everything else is irrelevant. Yeah, no, but two more added posters to the museum. I've got obviously Barnsley and Blissett. I've got Tom Wally up there as well. So I've got to commit the legend that is Tom Wally. So glad I met him, mate. I really am. It's one of those that you sort of think if you don't meet him, then you never.
I met him once as well. When they opened the Elton John stand, I think it was the Elton John stand. Yeah, obviously you had a few legends with it. No, sorry, it was the Graham when they opened the Graham Taylor stand. Obviously GT was. I met GT, met Tom Wally, I met John Ward. And there was someone else.
Steve Harrison tripped and almost fell on the pitch, didn't he?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was John Ward. It was Tom Wally. Obviously God, and there was someone else. I can't remember. But yeah, obviously I was GT's like every Watford fan's hero already. So that was the first time I met him. I was in awe of him. I was in awe of the bloke. Meeting Tom Wally, obviously a little bit before my time, but what he done for our club, you've got to take your hat off to him. And then John Ward, obviously, was a great player for us. So yeah, I was quite happy to meet them, should I say.
That's amazing, mate. I'm definitely jealous you met him before me anyway, mate. So hats off to you.
I'll send you a picture. Picture later. I think it's on my Facebook somewhere. I'll have to find it.
Cool, mate. Yeah, I've got my. Where's mine? I've got my phone just there, so I'll show it around. But Halsey said, nice to see Callie's been invited down for the game tomorrow. Yeah, no, Callie will be down there. Lufa certainly will as well. But yeah, Halsey, I'll send you this picture that I've got in the background anyway. mate. So I'll send you that later. But yeah, a bit of old school style.
Quick one. Do you know if the bunker's open tomorrow? I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I think it actually is. Just keep on checking on the 1881 forum for any updates from Roy and his fantastic team. So just a shout out for them. Absolutely amazing. Roy, Rochelle, and Ricky and all the guys and girls there. Absolutely amazing. Get down there if it's open, but check on the 1881 site, because I know Righty's private messaged me and I'm trying to check that out. I usually shout out a bit about that, but yeah, no, Dan, I think it's open. So yeah, just keep checking, boys.
I'm getting trained on my own, so it's mine and Becky's niece's first birthday party, so she's got obviously sort stuff out with her sister and that. So I'm coming on my own tomorrow, so which would be
happy birthday to your niece anyway, mate.
Yeah, she was one a couple of days ago, so it's a party tomorrow. So.
Right, just before we go, massive shout out once again to Tom White, absolutely amazing, top gentleman and fella, for coming on once again, absolutely amazing. Thank you very much, Danny. Thank you ever so much, mate. Section's absolutely amazing as always. Great to revisit a few players that I never would have thought had played for Watford. So shows how crap some of my knowledge is and how amazing yours is, or your research. Certainly is, mate. Guys and girls, just remember, log on 8 o'clock tomorrow night. The fans' verdict will get your opinion on the game against Sunderland. Then Sunday night, that is the podcast that you choose the topics, and we will discuss them. That is once again 8 o'clock on Sunday night. We're going to shoot off. We're well over the time, but it's been a great show because of you guys and all your comments. Absolutely amazing on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you ever so much, Danny, mate. Once again, thank you ever so much, mate. Come on, you horns. He's a loner tomorrow, but you can obviously see him down the bunker. So that's it, mate. So as always, we will see you tomorrow night.
See you later.